Hi guys, today I am going to teach science chapter number 4, materials, metals and non-metals. So let's start. So in this chapter we will cover the following topics, that are what are elements, we will cover metals, we will cover non-metals, we will cover their properties, metals as well as non-metals property, what are metalloids. Now metalloids you will know when I will teach you in this chapter. Okay, so don't worry about that. Now, how metal react with different things like water, oxygen, acids, bases, etc. So let's start. First is elements. So a substance which can be broken down into two or more simpler things by a chemical process. That means you can apply heat, electricity or light to break it. These type of substances are called elements. Elements are both metals as well as non-metals. So first we will study what are metals. Metals are very useful for us in our daily life. Yeah, you obviously know what are metals. And if you have seen a ring, you can see that copper or the ring is made of copper and gold sometimes. Sometimes even you can see like bell is made of iron. Okay, so these are examples for metal. There are some things like how will you identify whether it is a metal or a non-metal. Then you need these six things. You need six things to identify whether it is a metal or not. First thing is ductility, second is malleability, third is conductivity, fourth is luster, fifth is sonorousness, sixth is hardness, or you can say their strength. So don't worry about these complicated words, I will explain you. So first is ductility. Now ductility means it can be stretched into wires, or you can say that from 2D to 1D. Okay, example is copper wires, and aluminium wires also. Next is malleability. Malleability means it can be beaten down to make shapes. Example is gold, copper, iron, etc. Next is conductivity. Conductivity means it will conduct heat or electricity, or in simple words, it will allow heat and electricity to pass through it. Example is iron and silver. Okay. Next is luster. Luster means that element will shine. The shininess of element is called as luster. Example are gold, silver. Yeah, you can list them out easily. Next is sonorousness. Sonorousness means when we will hit them, the element will produce a sound. So the sound that is produced is the sonorousness of the element. Example is, now if you have gone to a temple, you will see bells, ting tong bells. So all these bells are example for sonorousness. When you hit the bell, these are the example. Or even you can take your school bell. This is also an example for sonorousness. Hardness or strength, I told you. So hardness means it cannot be cut easily. Yeah, metals are generally very hard, but sometimes there are some exceptions that you will know. So first exception here over hardness is that sodium is a metal that can be cut with a knife. very easily. Okay. Now next are non-metals. Non-metals, as you can guess by the name, they are not hard. They doesn't have sonorousness, no luster, no conductivity, no malleability, no ductility. As you can guess by names. Now, if you ask me for an example for non-metal, then the phosphorus you see on the matchstick is a good example for non-metal. Now, what are metalloids? Now, metalloids is a new word. So let me explain you what are metalloids. Elements which have both metal and non-metal properties equally distributed. Means, wow, it will have luster, sonorousness, hardness, but it won't have ductility, malleability, etc. Okay. So examples are silicon, germanium, arsenic, and tellurium. Okay. If you don't know the formulas for these, and by chance if in exam they will ask you, then a periodic table is given. You can read and identify whether what are the formulas for these. Now we came to the reactivity. So first we will look at the reaction of metals with oxygen. So metals react with oxygen to give metal oxide, which is basic or amphoteric in nature. Now every time means every reaction when metals do, will have basic nature, and sometimes it will be amphoteric. Now amphoteric means it will be basic but it will conduct acidic properties. So let's see reaction with oxygen. First is magnesium. Magnesium means Mg. If you are confused, you can, if I have said something wrong, please tell me in the comment, or if you feel like I have written something wrong, you can check in the periodic table given in the last slide. Okay, so magnesium is Mg plus oxygen, that is O2. What it will form? Magnesium oxide, that is basic in nature again. Now iron rust is a thing which is made by water as well as oxygen reaction. So let us see how it is done. Iron plus oxygen plus water, that is Fe plus O2 plus H2O, is iron oxide, or we can say rust. So that is Fe2O3. Now all these 2 and 3 will come as the base, not the power. It will come as the base in the base form. If you have read exponents and power, you already know what is base. Now reaction with water. So I am just showing one experiment. You can do others by your own, but okay. So let's do sodium plus water is sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas, that is Na plus H2O is NaOH plus H2. Now H2 in H2 2 will be down, okay, as the base. Okay, now don't try this experiment with sodium or potassium in water or even in oxygen, and you can try this experiment under a parent supervision, because sodium and potassium are so vigorous that they even melt at room temperature, and they can emit fire in the water. So this is a very dangerous experiment. Even not melt, they can also give out fire in the room temperature. So be careful and do always do this in the parent supervision. Please do not try this at home like doing anything. Okay? Even not with water, when you are doing any experiment of sodium and potassium, please take parent supervision because they are just very vigorous. Okay? Next is reaction with acid and base. So this type of reaction will give you a salt and hydrogen gas. Magnesium plus hydrochloric acid. Okay. So Mg plus HCl is magnesium chloride plus hydrogen gas. Okay. So MgCl again 2 as a base, and H2 hydrogen gas you already 2 as a base. Now sodium hydroxide, that is the base. Now it's a basic reaction. First we did with acid. So sodium hydroxide is NaOH plus aluminium, that is Al, and it will form sodium aluminate, that is NaAl, O and 2 as a base, plus hydrogen gas, that is H and 2 as a base. Now in the last there is a displacement reaction. So displacement reaction means it will take something and it will give out something. Like if we take copper sulfate and zinc, that is copper sulfate is CuSO4 and zinc is Zn. So instead it will give out copper and take zinc, so it will be zinc sulfate plus copper, that is ZnSO4 plus Cu. Now sometimes it will not give you any type of reaction like iron sulfate and copper. No displacement reaction will be happening over there. Now warning that never mix, even under parent supervision, never try to mix sodium or potassium in hydrochloric acid because it is very dangerous and it can end with a blast. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel and comment down what is the next topic for the next video. Thank you and goodbye.